What up, y'all, and happy Thursday. It's your girl UC Kayla. I am back with another episode review, y'all. This time on the season finale of Sistas season 4. Now, I'm going ahead and put a little disclaimer out here, guys. I am dealing with I told y'all when I did my Monday Hot Topic video, I got some post-nasal drip going on. The season's changing. Your girl got asthma, so this time of year, it really tears me up in the springtime. So can't be hollering at the top of my lungs. I want to give it to you in the same personality, but the voice is just not the same today, y'all. And also, I'm going to keep it real. Y'all know I'm going to be transparent. This finale was not everything I thought it was going to be. So we are going to do a scene by scene. However, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on everything. We're going to hit those important things and we're going to move on, because I wasn't totally super impressed with this finale. So it's not going to be a super long video. Also, if you have not already, before we get all the way into it, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please don't forget to do so, because Sistas don't stop on this channel, y'all. It was confirmed last night that Sistas comes back in October, so we probably only have, and this is not confirmed, this is my guess, we probably only have about 8 weeks, maybe 9 weeks until the season returns. So every Monday, that Hot Topic video is going to be a prediction on a cast member or a cast member's situation. Like, it could be as a team of video, it can be a Destin, which is Danny and Preston, it can be just about Andy, it can be Andy and Gary. Every Monday, I'm going to come to you with a Sistas season 5 prediction video, and those are going to be our hot topics, either on a cast member or a cast member situation. Also, guys, I'm sorry, I know this is a super long intro, but I wanted to make you aware of everything. The Oval on BET, I do watch that. That comes back on in October as well, so you'll be getting those videos from me. Sistas videos from me. Sistas comes on BET Plus. It was confirmed by DeVal, who plays Zach, that it comes on in September, which is next month. So you'll be getting the team of videos from me, and also All American Homecoming. I told y'all this last week. It comes back on October 10th. I do have a date. So it's going to be videos just popping out of here, guys. You want to be subscribed. You do not want to miss. Okay, so sorry for the long intro. Let's get into it. And I'm looking down at my notes again today, guys, because I did this at work. All right, so scene 1, we started with Zach and Tony at the hotel where we left off. Banter back and forth. Tony still sticking to her gun, so she's going to blackmail Zach if he doesn't sleep with her. Blackmail him to the SEC. Zach refuses because he's in love. He throws a couple funny jabs at Tony, and it was funny. He ends up taking the hotel room key, though, when he leaves, even though that whole scene was supposed to be about him saying no. As soon as he walks out the door, Zach calls Jake, Lord, y'all know how I struggle with those two names close together, and asks him to meet at his house. So it was my opinion. I feel like Tony needs to stop the madness, and I know I said this last week. I think the only thing that saved the stupidity of this scene was DeVal, because he is funny. He was funny in the scene. As far as the dialogue, y'all, it's going to be a lot of my opinion in this dialogue that's talking about Tyler Perry. I promise y'all, when my videos start turning into a rant, I'm going to stop doing them, because Tyler Perry really had me stressed out with the way this dialogue was just going back and forth, just so Zach could say no, just for Zach to ultimately end up coming back to the hotel, go back and forth some more, end up not doing it, say no again. Like, Tyler. All right, moving on. Scene number 2, we were with Fatima and Andy at the law firm. Fatima comes into Andy's office, obviously distracted, but Andy ropes her into some girl talk. Sorry, y'all, give me a second. This is my 72 ounces of water that I need to drink every day. So obviously, to rope her into some girl talk, because Andy could tell something was wrong with Fatima. They discuss Zach. They always discuss Zach, whoever it is. Andy basically tells Fatima that Zach always means well, like he does with her. Sounds familiar from Karen, but he never does well. But Fatima ends up, contending that Zach is worth it to her. My take on it, Andy's advice, it was cute or whatever, but I mean, this is coming from a girl who's been dealing with Gary since season 1. So I was like, okay, girl, that was cute or whatever. I do agree with Fatima that Zach is worth it. However, again, another shot at Tyler Perry, no shade, as a supporter, as someone who loves some constructive criticism. It's starting to annoy me that Tyler Perry is turning Fatima, which is Zach and Fatima, who was like this rising power couple, into that stereotypical cliche woman wears the pants or solves all the problems. I don't like that. I feel like Fatima has always been a strength for Zach, but she used to do it in a way where she was empowering and motivating Zach. but letting him handle his business as a man, feeling empowered and motivated by his woman, not her handling the business for him. So I feel like Tyler Perry is starting to make their storyline take a turn. I don't like that, y'all. As a Fatima fan, I don't like that, because it's getting stereotypical, and then it'll get to where people can truly say it's toxic, and I don't want that. Perhaps if Tyler Perry would stop bombarding Zach with every skeleton in his closet from his entire adult life in 1 or 2 days, then he could still feel empowered and confident and have that mental dexterity to be able to think through his situations without enlisting the help of Fatima. So that's just my opinion. All right, moving on, y'all. Scene 3, Sabrina Bio at this random juice bar that we had never seen before. Y'all know this is gonna be short. So she obviously on the way to work, and stops at a juice bar. Bio shows up, pays for her juice, apologizes and shows us some pictures and explains that's why he was so enamored with Danny, whatever. Sabrina seems kind of convinced. So they end on good terms. He said he'll call her later. Sabrina ends up calling Danny, I think, or Danny. They end up on the phone, whatever, because I wasn't really paying attention that much in this scene. And she says she does plan on seeing Bio again, but Danny wasn't buying the thing with the pictures. Yeah. Anyway, I don't care. Y'all already know. That's my opinion. It was cute. I'm glad Bio paid for her juice, as he should, as a baller should. So yeah, whatever. Scene number 4. We're at work with Danny. I'm sorry, y'all, but y'all know I don't be caring about Sabrina Bio. We're at Danny's job at the airport, in that same little station, in that same spot, because even though she's a manager, she just stands in one spot all day, because that's realistic. And Logan walks up to Danny, and he tries to smooth things over and offer to take her to dinner, and Danny's not going for it. And he's like, look, Sabrina, she tells Danny Sabrina's innocent, but she's not messing with nobody that's trying to take her friend down. And Logan trying to act shot like, why would, but anyway, okay, I'm gonna get my opinion last. And then a group of FBI agents walk in to meet Logan, and they all walk away. Now, my opinion, bye Logan. Like, I don't blame Danny one bit. He got his dog on there talking about taking her to dinner, and you trying to arrest my homegirl, my best friend, sir. But anyway, I already knew that wasn't gonna last, and that's why I told y'all earlier this season in my reviews I wasn't getting invested in Logan and Danny. So, all right, scene number 5, we were with Fatima, Gary, and Andy at the law firm. Fatima is walking back into work. She was supposed to be getting her laptop, but she figured out, well, that's later. Anyway, she sees Gary and is like, what are you doing here? Gary calls Andy the B word and was like, he's not there to see her. Fatima goes back and tells Andy that Gary's there. She didn't tell her what he said though. Fatima leaves to go get her laptop, and Andy is still sitting there puzzled, trying to figure out why Gary is there. My opinion, I really don't have one. Gary is trifling, and we all know that. All right, scene number 6, we have Hayden and Gary at the law firm. So Gary is now walking into Hayden's office, basically to talk about how he can recoup the losses for the things that he bought for Andy. He tells Hayden about the different things that he bought for Andy, and Hayden tells Gary to sue Andy for pain and suffering. My opinion. Hayden is an idiot, but we already know that, y'all. But wouldn't it be emotional distress? I don't know. Not pain and suffering, though, but it wouldn't it be, I don't know, y'all. I'm not an attorney, but I'm just like, pain and suffering. Do he mean emotional distress? Is it the same thing? I'm not an attorney, but I just know Tyler Perry is good for just like this child support situation, like stuff he used to do in the have-nots, like he does on every show. Like, dang, did Tyler Perry low-key want to go to school for law? Like, he like to throw around legal mumbo-jumbo and all these little different impossible, or either they impossible or they're totally inaccurate for the scenario. All these little legalities on the shows. Like, if I was an attorney, there is no way I could watch this show, because I'm just a regular person and I'd be banging my head against the wall. So whatever. All right, scene number 7. Hold on, y'all. And my water has Mio in it. If y'all like, why is her water yellow? Mind your business. It's pineapple. All right, scene number 7. We have Zach, Jake, and Fatima. I did it. They're at Zach's house. Jake meets Zach, and they begin to talk about what happened with Tony. Jake cracks a few jokes on Zach, but he isn't exactly sure of what to advise Zach before he gets a chance to really get into it. Fatima walks in and she repeats, like, if you sleep with her, because she heard what Jake said. Baby, and Jake took off like a roach when you turned the lights on, honey. Zach and Fatima have their little exchange. It was pretty intense. Fatima is upset that Zach didn't come to her with the information beforehand, and she's also upset that Zach entrusted Jake with that information. Fatima tells Zach to do what he has to do and basically eggs him on to have sex with Tony, but Fatima doesn't seem to be joking. But it's kind of just implied that she's fed up with Zach because her last words were "figure it out." So, my opinion, Jake, that part with Jake was so funny, baby. He was shook when Fatima walked in. That made me bust out laughing. I feel like Tyler Perry, please stop making Fatima like she the big bad wolf or the Incredible Hulk or whatever, but that was funny. I do get why Zach told Jake with his knowledge of the SEC, even though Jake is not a lawyer, but he just needed to know as far as the stock thing, because that's Zach's biggest concern. But he should have told Fatima first. Also, though, I wasn't really here for that dialogue between Fatima because, again, Tyler Perry, like, he's been letting me down a lot lately with this kind of stuff. Like, as far as Tyler Perry trying to make it seem like Fatima was okay with Zach sleeping with Tony, Fatima was more so fed up that, you know, she has to keep solving all of Zach's problems, that Zach is keeping stuff from her, especially when he be forcing her to open up to him. And I just felt like the words and what Tyler Perry had Fatima saying was for shock factor. Meanwhile, we could have had a more meaningful scene, as Fatima scene, if they would have had a real conversation and she could have opened up and told Zach, you know, the vulnerabilities of how she's feeling. That would have been a more meaningful scene. So that's my opinion. Scene number 8, we were at Karen and Pam at Karen's salon. So basically, Karen finishes up a client's head that was already done. And then Pam comes over commenting about how she needs to sit down, how she needs to drink some water, how she needs to slow down, basically implying that she doesn't look good. Then Karen's like, she just has a headache. Then she's a little dizzy. Then Pam continues to question her and be like, hey, and was like, you need to call your doctor. Karen begins to feel sick because of the smell of the perm. And then she says she's hot and needs to go lay down. Before she can leave out, Pam holds the cape up to her dress, the cape that she had just taken off the client, because she's looking at the floor and she's like, you're bleeding. I feel like this scene was crazy. I tweeted this already, and if you're not following me on Twitter, I'm at that girl Kayla D. It'll be in the description, and I will accept you. I just have it like that to keep the trolls away, and I've said that before, but this is for my new people. I'm saying it again. You can follow me. I will accept you. But anyway, I tweeted this. I was just like, I knew Karen's pregnancy wouldn't last, like it wouldn't come to term, but I didn't think it would happen this way. Now, this is just the finale. This is not confirmed. This doesn't mean she's going to lose the baby. It's not confirmed. I'm just speculating. And as much as Karen irks me, I don't find any pleasure as a woman who has a child, as a woman who has struggled with conceiving a child and things like that. I don't ever find, any pleasure in anyone miscarrying or having pregnancy complications, whether I like you or not. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. So I do hope that Tyler Perry takes a tasteful approach with this sensitive topic. If he decides to end Karen's pregnancy, based on his other shows and stuff, he does not always do that. So I wouldn't be surprised if something crazy and super, super traumatic happens to Karen on top of just the trauma of losing a child. So we'll see what happened, but I just really hope that Karen's not going to lose this baby over stressing over Zach, who has already got somebody else, because that's literally unrealistic. Like, all this extra that we've been complaining about her doing and all this stuff, if that's the cause for her losing her baby, it's crazy because she didn't have to do all that. And who had her doing all that? Tyler Perry. So anyway, scene number 9, we're with Danny and Preston at the airport. Preston's at the airport to come see Danny and tells her that he bought a plane ticket to go back home. Y'all tell me in the comments, but I don't know where home is for Preston. Maybe I missed that, but y'all tell me if I missed it, if y'all know where it is. Then they have an emotional exchange about how he's conflicted about his decision. Danny is still kind of holding on to her reservations about him, but she's getting emotional. Remember, I told y'all last week by the preview, I couldn't tell if she was emotional or about to be sarcastic, but she actually was getting emotional. Preston tells Danny that he loves her, gives her a plastic rose, and says it's because it won't die, like his love for her. And then he leaves, and Danny stands there looking hurt. And her last comments was that, though, he's still running, so it's not resolved. This kind of made me sad a little bit. Preston and Danny have everything it takes to make it work, and they have everything, I should say, except the ability to be on the same page at the same time when it comes to, like, their insecurities, their vulnerabilities, their communication issues. But they had all the makings to be the perfect couple, and it was very sad to see. And once again, that's on Tyler Perry, because they had made so much progress from season 1 to season 2, and then all of a sudden he had to make Danny start tripping coming into season 3 about old stuff that they really had already worked through. Like, they could, Destin, Danny, and Preston, you know, hashtag, they could literally be a spinoff couple like Zatima. So it's just like, Tyler Perry, why are you the way that you are? Anyway, scene number 10. Zach comes back to the hotel room with Zach, Fatima, and Tony at the hotel. He comes back to the hotel to meet Tony. And at first, he seems to be like struggling with the idea of actually going through with sleeping with Tony. Excuse me, but he can't bring himself to do it. And as he's leaving, he opens up the door to see Fatima. Fatima comes in, honey, and talks to Tony. And when I say talks to, she read Tony down / talks to Tony. Fatima lets Tony know that Zach is off limits. She lets Tony know that she knows all about her and she will ruin her divorce proceedings and settlement if she doesn't leave Zach alone and keep her mouth shut about the stock tip. And Tony basically agrees, and then Zach and Fatima leave. Baby, Zach had me so stressed out at first, but like, I low-key always knew he wasn't going to do it, but I was just like, why are we going back and forth again? More with that dragged out dialogue. But baby, Fatima did that. I still want Zach though. His next situation is on you now. Fatima done fixed. The next one is on you, boo. But she did that last night, and I hope that Zach was taking notes of how to think through a situation. All right, scene number 11 is our last scene, y'all. Sabrina and Maurice are at Brookhaven Bank, y'all. You know, when you see that Brookhaven Bank and Trust signs finna go down with some foolishness. Sabrina and Maurice are making stupid small talk about Q. They go back and forth about Q staying with Maurice. Maurice like, I got it. Sabrina tells Maurice that she does still think about Calvin. And she tells Maurice about how Bayo was tripping on Danny. And, you know, they kind of talk a little bit. And then Logan busts in with the FBI. The authorities close the bank down. And they arrest Sabrina and Maurice for conspiracy to commit bank robbery. So, yeah. But y'all know, my opinion, this bank robbery scenario has been stupid since the storyline started when Q did it. So, I'm just upset this is going to drag into season 5. Because why are we still on this? But anyway, y'all. That's it. I'll be doing prediction videos. Like I said, over those couple weeks from this break until Sistas comes back in October. Zatima comes on in September. So what I'm thinking is, because it's going to be on BC Plus, so they normally release like the first 3 episodes and then they do it weekly or like 1 or 2. And then however the episodes come out in clusters, that's how I'll do my videos. Because I want to do it week by week, because also I'm going to be gearing up for the Oval and All America Homecoming. So I can't do like a million videos a week because y'all know your girl is working and got a baby and other things. So anyway, it's going to be lit on UC Kayla TV. If you are not subscribed, you're going to be missing out. I'm going to keep you up in the loop. Follow me on Twitter. That's how you'll get the fastest updates. I don't always have time to jump on and do a video like Jeremy. Shout out to Jeremy on Our Kind of Entertainment. If you're not following him, follow him. There's enough love that's spreading around. But Jeremy, baby, he be putting those videos out. But Jeremy stay with his parents, and this is what he does for a living. Kayla is the parent, and I still have to go to work until I get on that Jeremy status, and I'm not hating on your boy. So anyway, y'all, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you very soon. Hopefully my voice will be fixed by Monday, because that voiceover is not going to be cute with me all rough and raggedy. But I appreciate y'all. We've had a wonderful season. It's not going to stop. Monday, we coming back full force. So I will see y'all next week. Have a great and safe weekend. Bye, y'all.